as of now, there is no scheduled presidential debate set for the election 2024. You know who says he's up for anyone, any place, any time.
Tough guy.
He'll debate. So far, the White House hasn't said anything to him. And they have not said whether Biden is going to take him up on it.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Today, once again, we have to talk about The View, because if you're feeling down, if you're sad, if you're in the mood for a good laugh, all you have to do is turn on their show and you are sure to have some laughter. And today's episode is no different. You heard Whoopi Goldberg. Donald Trump wants to know why Joe Biden won't debate him. Because he'll debate anyone, anytime, any place. And you hear one of the other ones in the background saying, tough guy. Well, why wouldn't Joe Biden want to debate Donald Trump? If we're going to have a Democrat and a Republican to run for the White House in November, shouldn't the American people get to see both of them on stage, one-on-one, debating the issues? I think we should, and I'm pretty sure millions of Americans would want to see that, whether you're a Biden supporter or a Trump supporter. But the co-hosts on The View angrily excused President Biden from any possible debate with Trump because they suggested that Biden should not lower himself or legitimize the likely GOP nominee. So again, like I always preach about these women, they spew nothing but hatred and contempt for one person because they just don't like him. It doesn't matter that he did great for 4 years and our country was skyrocketing to success. They don't see it that way because they are in line with the woke liberal media, the woke president of the United States, and all the failing policies that he has put in place since he became president. And Joy Behar is very confident, very, very confident the president would wipe the floor with Trump in any debate. Wipe the floor with him.
This is how I feel about it. On the one hand, I think that, they should debate, that Biden will wipe the floor with him. Or Biden should just challenge him to push-ups, Or, the last time Trump did a push-up, he was on top of Stormy Daniels, okay?
Oh my God.
Now, she speaks of the Joe Biden that we all see on television at a press conference, which is very rare for him, but we see him. We listen to him. We try to understand what he's saying. And quite frankly, no one can understand him. If he doesn't have his cue cards, he's completely lost. But even with the cue cards, he still cannot put together one single sentence. And as their show went on, they were basically upset, I think, at a Fox reporter for asking Cringe Jean-Pierre if the president was going to debate. She's the White House press secretary. She's the one the reporters asked the questions to. But of course, The View disagree with that also. So here's Peter Doocy asking Cringe whether Biden is going to debate or not.
The field is down to 2. Is President Biden going to commit to a debate with Donald Trump?
That's something for the campaign to speak to.
Well, we know when the debates are going to be. We know where they're going to be. Is he going to go?
You should speak to the campaign.
In 2020, once it got down to one-on-one, Joe Biden said, I can hardly wait to debate him. How about now?
I'm going to sound like a broken record. You should reach out to the campaign.
And Whoopi had a hell of a laugh at that. Just asked a question. He did ask the question, and she was beating around the bush, as she always does. She will never answer a direct question. But why, though? Why can't the White House press secretary tell reporters if Biden has any plans to debate? How is that against the Hatch Act or any act for that matter? They are asking a legitimate question because presumably we're going to have Biden and Trump in November to run against each other. And I'll say it again. wouldn't the millions of Americans, no matter what party you're in, no matter what candidate you support, wouldn't they want to see the two men on a stage, side by side, debate the issues that we face today in our country? Absolutely 100% positively, they would want to see it. But for some reason, Corinne is not going to tell us. She tells them to call the campaign. And if they call the campaign's probably going to say, well, we haven't decided yet because we don't know if Donald Trump is actually going to be the candidate, which it pretty much looks like Trump is going to be the Republican nominee because Haley already dropped out. She was losing from day one anyways. So it's Republican against Democrat, Trump against Biden for the White House this year in November. But they just can't get a grip. They really can't get a grip. Because why wouldn't you support Trump? Because when he was in the office, our country was doing really good. People were happy. There was money. There was jobs. There were no wars. There was no illegal immigration. No, everything was fine. And the fact of the matter is, these women know this. They know. They have to know because they're smart people that our country is failing. They have to know it. But they'll never admit it because it's going to hurt their pocket. And that's one man's opinion, and I'm that man. I always say these women should take their show on the road, but bring it to comedy clubs because it's laughable. The things they say, and you hear the audience cheering and laughing and clapping. It's all such nonsense because any American citizen with a half a brain knows that our country is in trouble. End of story, bottom line. Joe Biden has destroyed our country. He is not the man for the job for 4 more years. Millions of Americans know it, but the liberal media and the woke Democrats will never admit it. As far as I'm concerned, most Democrats do not have faith that Joe Biden can even make it another 4 years standing, because we see him all too often tripping, falling, mumbling, bumbling, looking around like he's completely lost. Someone has to grab him by the hand and lead him off a stage, or he's turning around and shaking hands with ghosts. How can anybody have confidence in that man? But what's important to America right now, with so many people struggling and so many things going wrong, for the good of our country, Joe Biden needs to man up, get on a stage, and debate the issues with the Republican candidate. They talk about democracy. They talk about fair elections. Then why is it that the Democrats do not want the American people to see a debate between the sitting U.S. president and the man who's running for office to beat him? What is wrong with that? The people are supposed to make the choice. The people are supposed to go in, vote for the candidate that they think will best serve our country. But you cannot tell that to the DNC. You can't tell that to the liberal woke media. And you certainly can't tell that to The View, because they'll never admit that we are right. Whether it's Joe Biden or Gavin Newsom or Michelle Obama or whoever else's name has been thrown out there, the Democratic candidate should get on stage and debate the Republican candidate. That's a fair election, so the people can watch and listen to see who they think is going to do the best job to save our country and dig it out of the hole that it's in. And it's my opinion that we'll never see a debate between Biden and Trump, because Biden knows he cannot handle the pressure. He doesn't have it. He's slow. He doesn't have the comebacks. Trump may be old too, but he's sharp. He's competent. He knows how to speak. and he can fire back at any question that's given to him, and Joe Biden can't do it. But for the good of our country and the good of the people, that man needs to do something to find it in him to get on stage and debate Trump. That's the only way that people will see who they need to vote for. And whoever wins, wins. But the American people are the ones who make the choice, not the Democrats, not the liberal woke media, and certainly not the windbags on The View.